Slightly different video today, looking at an article that appeared on LinkedIn and I've saved it and I just thought it was very good. So we're going to have a look at it. Here it is. So the new CFO, Michael Botha, I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name or not. I say new, he's probably been in the role a few years now. But anywho, released in November, based on International Cake Day, some updates. So Cakebox launched in 2008. The story is the founder's daughter was asking for an egg-free cake and he created one, and that's how it started. So it's gone from 0 stores basically to about 200, over 250 if you can include kiosks at the time of recording in 2024, and they're wanting to build 25 a year to reach 400. So they'll reach 400 if you include the kiosk. They should reach in maybe 4 or 5 years from now, which would be about 2030. I expect them to reach it before then, and I'll talk about that a bit later in the video. So they're talking about what else? They've won the Vegan Cake Awards. And I talked about, if you've been following this channel long enough, there was an AGM, I think it was in 2020, or I think it was 2020, where I actually recommended to Cakebox directly in an AGM call that they start thinking about vegan cakes. And they only just recently started to create them, but they've won an award, which is fantastic. And it's this speculoos bliss cake. So we can have a quick look. If you're not interested in looking at the cake, then you can spin on in the video. But let's have a quick diversion to look at this speculoos bliss cake. On the website. Here it is. Wow, does look nice. It's a buttercream cake. There we go. Okay, very good. So they've won an award for that. Profits and dividends rose, with revenue up from 18 million to 18.7 million in the latest interim results. Okay. Dividend, I believe, was up 17%. In another video, we'll look at the financial results in more depth. But I just wanted to go over this release because I think it's so interesting. So more franchisees are opening up, and they're saying that they want Cakebox to reserve sites for them because they want to grow. What else? The cake market set to grow. The nearest competitor has between 20 and 40 shops. Maybe that's something Cakebox could look at, like a buy and build, so they could buy competitors out. I think that would be very interesting in terms of a use of cash flow, because they're very highly cash generative as a business. Maybe they could look at buying other competitors as another way to build store count. Online growth is going as well. It's grown to nearly 23%, up from 21%. That's good. And the cost of living crisis in the UK hasn't affected too much the cake sales. And I think the most exciting thing is that Cakebox is launching internationally. Again, something I've been talking about since about 2020. And they're looking to launch in Gare du Nord, which is the main train station in Paris. And yeah, and they're also talking about, the CFO is talking about eventually launching in Canada and the USA, and they'd love to go into India. And actually, that was something I talked about in 2020 was the North America and India. I think Paris is an interesting option because, you know, France is known for its patisseries and sweet, delicious cakes and whatnot, items and croissants, and it goes on and on. So they don't have direct competitors, I don't think, in France in terms of egg-free cakes, but it's kind of an interesting country to choose. I mean, if it were me, would I choose France? I'd probably not. I mean, I'd be thinking about maybe Germany, maybe Spain. Certainly, India, I think, is a no-brainer for them because most of the country doesn't can't eat eggs, or a large percentage of the country can't eat eggs. I think the US would lap it up because of the size of the country, the fact that they like sweet things, sweet cakes. And if there is a growing trend within Cakebox to include vegan cakes, that would be big in certain parts of the country in the United States and Canada as well. I do think it's such a good concept. The products are so good, the Cakebox cakes are so nice that it should work in almost every country in the world. So, I think it's surprising that they're only doing it now, but it's something to be celebrated. The fact that they're going abroad, I think it's fantastic. They're a franchise business. There's no reason why they can't open up in more than one country, but France is the first one they're looking at. And I'm just going to quickly look at the vegan awards, the PETA UK awards, and we can see um, best cake. There we go, Cake Box. Um, and actually, if you look at it on this, it looks pretty damn good. This ice cream looks pretty cool as well. But most of it looks a bit crap compared to Cakebox cake, which I think really stands out, which is good. Back to the post. Yeah, I think this is very good, and I will be looking at the financial results. You can see me saying thanks for sharing it, and yeah, I just thought I'd share this with my community, with the YouTube community, because I think it's so important to see things like this, and it's great. LinkedIn is quite a good place to see updates from, and you can just save the article. So when you click on Cakebox or whatever, you can go on posts, and then this one I just clicked here, and then you can click save, and you can find it in your saved posts, which is very good.